What's up, guys? Um, I really don't know how to start off this video. I really don't. To be honest with you, I don't even know what to say. But there's been a topic I have wanted to talk about with you guys for a while to get my opinion out there of certain things, and this has nothing to do with um anything that I know I'm gonna talk about. This has something to do with real life scenario issues, whether you guys have some of you guys may know some about me, some of you guys don't. I really don't try to put everything personal on there, but this has been a video I really think I need to get out there and say, and really, this may help someone, this may not, I don't know. But this video is one of those things where try not to have a job that makes you physically and mentally ill. And if you don't necessarily knows what that anybody does not necessarily know what that means, it can mean a bunch of different things. It can mean where you are constantly worried about how you're going to perform at that job, how you're going to present yourself. If you're having nightmares about that job, whether something you did or something you're afraid that's going to happen, or something that just is not working for you, whether you're not going fast enough or you're not getting the results out of that job you want, whether it would be that person you're trying to impress, whether it be that coworker, whether it be that boss of yours, whether it be a supervisor, management, somebody that is giving you hell, and you just want to stick it to them because hey, guess what? I did a good job, and I went through that more than once within the last few years. I had that. Some jobs I had to walk away from due to my own sake of mind. There was some that did not give me a choice. Now there is a specific job because if you guys do not know, I've done all kinds of jobs out there. I have done recently. What I've been doing is tech work. If you guys don't already know that, I've kind of strayed away from that, from doing other things to make money. But I want to talk about that here in a minute. But I want to let you guys know I have done food business. I've been in restaurant business. I've been in the fast food business. I've done construction. I'm doing that now, sort of here and there when I can. I've done retail several times. I've been a guys. I've been a busser. I've been a server. I've been a cook. I've been a dishwasher. I've been a prep cook. I've been a construction worker. I've done all kinds of things. I've worked in retail. I've seen, I've been a technician. I've seen and done so many things where you probably cannot tell me I have not seen it, done it, heard it, thought about it, or know someone that's done any of the above. But I will say, being a technician was probably the most interesting slash sickening job I've ever had in my entire life. I worked for a company that literally put me in a good position, but also it came with a lot of turmoil and a lot of work. Now we went through a lot of weeks of training. We went through there, and I'm the type of person. I basically I'm one of those people. I do better hands on. I'm a hands on type of person. You can only show me so many times before I'm like, okay, what? And I'll do it a few times, but I got to keep doing it to actually, practice make perfect. But it's one of those things where I firmly believe that I mean I had a rough time with this job. I did. The weather took a heavy hit on me, which I had no idea was going to happen. Especially where I live at, the weather is a big obstacle from rain, heat. The rain gets very very bad. A lot of flooding. You're having to go out there and you're tired throughout the entire time. I mean, because you're trying to hurry up, make these appointments. You're trying to deal with all these kind of people. You're trying to make sure you know what the problem is. You can't figure it out sometimes. Sometimes you care. Sometimes you don't care. And you could do everything in the book. You could go through step by step, and then at the same time, you're like, okay, what did I do wrong? And yet you still come out wrong. And I had that problem so many times. I had issues with supervisors telling me, okay, well, you're either going too slow or you need to slow down. And one person was telling me one thing, and another person was telling me something different. And it was one of those things where I would have rather just had talked to the person that trained me, because all respect to that person. He was a great teacher. I wish he could have taught me more before, me and that company separated ways. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of things in a job of a technician that goes without saying. You have to deal with all kinds of people. You have to deal with the weather. I had a heat stroke later on, halfway through my time with this company, and they thought I was basically bullshitting them just to try not to work. That's basically the impression I got. And I had basically supervisors. I don't think they really cared. As long as you went out there and did your job, they didn't care. I mean, you could be on death's door, and they would still want you out there. You could be on, tornado out there, and they'd be like, "Oh, get somewhere safe." Da 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 da. They're not going to pull you off when there's tornadoes going on, which I think is retarded. Because you're sacrificing someone's life just to get a job done. I'm not in agreement with that. If it lasts a few minutes, okay, that's one thing. But when it's lasting beyond hours, come on. That ain't right. I've been in the most worst situations. Guys, I've had between possibly thinking I'm going to get shot going in certain areas. I've almost gotten robbed. I've gotten intimidated. I've gotten hurt on a job. Whether it's been I've fallen, I fell into a creek bed one time. I fell a little bit off of a ladder one time. I fell off a roof one time. I mean, there's all kinds of things that has happened to me where I have stories upon days of stories that had happened. But this job, it made me so physically ill and mentally ill. I was drained within the 3 days I was off, because I worked 4, sometimes 5 days a week, sometimes 3, depending on what they wanted. And a lot of times, you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't. You'd be out there. I remember one job I had, and I remember this. This is one of the last jobs I had. Um, I had a job I went to, did everything I was supposed to. Job got on me again. Don't know why. Went out there again. Already had a rough day. My car, I went through 3 vans at this job. 3 vans. 3 phones. 2 tablets, I believe. Almost 2 tablets one time. And I went through, and the equipment they gave us, some was good, some was just a joke. And I remember I was out. I was already feeling like shit because of the last job. I had to substitute a job because, and maybe I should have done this. I should just done that job because I wouldn't have got this other one that made me sit out there till almost 10:30 at night, and I had to be up the very next morning at 6:30 to get up ready for work the very next morning, which was absolutely ridiculous. And I had my supervisor out there. We were out there till about 10:30 at night. He wanted me out there the very next day. Oh, you're going to come back out here. You're going to do this. Dude, I'm sitting here. I'm going, we have changed the box out 6, 7 times, almost 10 times. Check this, check that, done that. And yet it still ain't working, but everything else is wanting to work. Sometimes it's just the technology. And the way this was is that they wanted it a certain way. Oh, we can't have, no more repeats. We can't have no more this. Our customers are this. Our customers are that. I can understand, you want your customer happy. I fully do. But what at the cost of that technician's health or life? And I literally, the very next day, I went to work feeling like crap. And I had to go to, to the ER technically. And basically, I was diagnosed with a heat stroke, whether it was diagnosed or not, because they said it was just dehydration. But I know in my heart that it was a heat stroke, because I had several people that are RNs that I know personally that diagnosed me. And I even went to another urgent care from my place. If you guys don't know what that is basically where they see what's going on until you go to the ER. And I even had another lady even tell me, you had dehydration / heat exhaustion, possibly something else. And they did not believe it. And I was out without that for a week. Then I was without, I had food poisoning right after that. So that didn't help. Then came back, still couldn't do it. Then it was bad. And then finally we separated ways after all that. But I'm telling you guys this: if you guys out there and do this, and you guys still do this, you guys got my respect. You do. It's rough. I've done it. I still do it here and there, and it's rough. And my thing is, and I'm giving you guys just that story because if you work for a company that literally you have people that put you down because of whatever reason, whether it be your work ethic, whether it be your how you look, how you act, it goes on what you do. It really goes on what you do as your job, because you could do everything right and you could still be told you're a fuck up. And I'm one of those people. I don't like to be called a fuck up. I don't like to be called I'm not doing my job correctly, because that to me is an insult. And also, especially where I'm from and how I was raised, I'm not that type of person. When I do a job, I want to finish it and I want to do it correctly the first time. That's just the way I am. Some people probably don't give a crap. Some people probably do a half-assed job and it works and they never get caught. But be like me or other people, we get caught and we get, the third degree. And I cannot tell you how many times I got that for doing my job. And I went through every nook, cook, and cranny. There were sometimes I just couldn't do it. There were certain places I went to that were beyond disgusting, beyond too cluttered, too crowded, the person wanted something, God or somebody could maybe do, but not me. And it's just one of them things. If a job makes you physically ill, if a job makes you physically ill, mentally ill, where just the thought of going to work makes you want to throw up, then you need to find another job immediately. That's just my suggestion. Hopefully you can find another job very quickly while in the process of looking for that job. Sometimes you have to leave that job for the sake of your own health and your own mental capacity, because sometimes you may have to say, hey, I gotta go for your own sake before you do something stupid, or before something happens to you and then next thing you know you're worse off than you originally thought before you actually left that place, before something could happen on a job or at the job, or you went off on a coworker or a customer or a boss or something. And that does happen. I've done that. I'm not proud of it. There's people that's done it. They're probably not proud of it, or they don't care. But you don't go out there and you try to tell somebody what they're doing, and you can do everything in the book. And again, sometimes it just ain't enough for some people. And again, that's just a little taste of my history of what I went through. I did not mind working in that environment to a certain degree. I do firmly agree, if you're going to work in that environment, you need to get the best equipment possible if you can. And You need to get people that actually understand what it's like to be in the shit before they sit up in a chair and then they give orders or they expect all this. And sometimes they can't do it. And that's the way I look at it, is you need to have someone that knows what it's like to be in that situation before they put that person down or they try to expose them, or demean them, or say, get the wrong impression. And I've had that, and it sucks. It does. It is probably the worst thing that a person can feel, and it sucks because you get angry, you get disappointed in yourself, you want to lash out, you want to not say anything, you want to quit, or you want to keep going forward, or you want to prove it to that individual that said these things to you, or people. You want to have that defining moment. You may get that defining moment. You may not. I can't say you will. I can't say you won't. I've had defining moments in my career as, this and this. I've had defining moments in my job when I was a technician, when I was a retailer, when I was a busboy. I had defining moments that showed, hey, I can bust my ass. I know what it's like to make $1. I know what it's like to not have $1. So, again, guys, I made this video, or I don't know, I may shove this video for a while. I may never even put out this video. I don't normally do videos like this because I don't know if you guys are going to like them. I don't know if you guys are going to even listen to them, or maybe you don't want to look at me or something. I don't know. I really don't know how to say other than, hey, guess what? This is what I've been through. I've been through this. I have seen a lot of crazy things. I got a lot of crazy stories that I would love to tell you guys. Honestly, so there are some stories that if I told you guys, you'd be like, holy crap, or give you a good laugh, or give you a good cry or something. Which I'm thinking about doing with the Twitch thing, like I've stated. But again, this is just something for me, to you guys. Again, I may be putting out there. I want to make sure if you guys are going to do a job, or you have a job that is making you physically or mentally ill, and you just can't take no more, figure out a way to leave. If you've gone through management, you've gone to a supervisor, whether it be that supervisor doing it, or a coworker doing it, or even your manager's doing it, and you even go above their head, if that is the case, or if that what has happened, and you have no choice but to leave, have a backup plan. Try to have another job waiting for you. Have some money saved up. And just be ready. Always have a plan B. Take my word for it. Been there, done it. So, without further ado, guys, again, let me know what you guys think about this. If you've had a job like that, please tell me. If you haven't, great. You're lucky. Some people do, some people don't. There are some jobs that are not. Some people just can't do certain jobs. I don't know if I was made to be a technician. I don't know if I was made to be a retailer. Don't know if I was made to bust tables or cook fries or something. I don't know. But if you go through this and it makes you dread, like severely dread, and I mean you don't want to get out of bed, and you feel like you're about ready to either throw up or something, then there's a problem. Hopefully you guys get something out of this. I really hope you do. Hope you guys are enjoying your night, your day, wherever you may be located. I'm recording this late at night. It's just something that was on my brain. I wanted to get it out there. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.